In this video, I'll be talking about when to use the present subjunctive tense. The first prerequisite to using the subjunctive is having a change in subject within the sentence. This means that the actor in the first half of the sentence is different from the second half. Let's look at an example. María quiere que los niños compran los libros. As you can see, María is the actor in the first half of the sentence. María quiere, María wants. However, in the second half, the actor changes to los niños compran, and therefore we would use the present subjunctive tense. However, in this second example, María quiere comprar los libros. The actor is the same throughout the entire sentence, and we would not use the subjunctive tense. The second prerequisite is that the subjunctive is used to express the mood of the speaker. Now, the main difference between a tense and a mood is that a tense is used to describe a concrete action that has taken or will take place in the future, while a mood describes how a speaker feels about a certain situation. For example, ella caminó a la escuela versus quiero que ella camine a la escuela. In the first sentence, ella caminó a la escuela, this is a concrete action that has taken place in the past, and therefore we would just use the normal preterite. However, in the second sentence, the speaker, I, quiero que ella camine a la escuela. I want the girl to walk to school. And therefore, because the second sentence shows what the speaker wants, we would use the subjunctive tense. A common acronym used to remember the various situations in which the subjunctive used is WEIRDO, where W stands for wishes and wills, E stands for emotion, I stands for impersonal expressions, R stands for requests and recommendations, D is doubt and denial, and O is ojalá. Now let's look at some specific examples. For wishes and wills, some examples include desear, querer, and insistir, and que. Something important to note is that for insistir, we use the preposition en, because this would translate to insist upon. Now, this is something that's just a rule in Spanish and is grammatically correct, so don't forget to use the correct preposition. Similarly, when we talk about emotion, we can look to these examples: sentir que, sorprenderse que, and tener miedo de que. Like the example of insistir en, there are prepositions associated with some of these infinitives. For example, tener miedo de que. Now, this is exactly the preposition that you would use if you just conjugated this using a tense, such as present tense or preterite. So just remember to use those same prepositions when you utilize the present subjunctive tense. I is for impersonal expressions. Some examples include es necesario que, es una lástima que, and es fantástico que. These are a little bit trickier, but as you can see in these examples, they express the subjective feelings of the speaker, and there is no absolute certainty in any of these expressions. For example, in the first one, es necesario que, while the speaker feels that something may be necessary, it is simply their opinion and not absolute. R is for requests and recommendations. These are pretty straightforward. Some examples are recomendar, ordenar, and mandar. Doubt and denial, again, relatively straightforward. Some examples include dudar, no creer que, and no pensar que. Now, these last two can be a little bit tricky, but remember that when you directly translate them, it shows that the speaker is a little uncertain about what is going to happen, and we would therefore use the present subjunctive because there's doubt in what the future holds. Lastly, we have ojalá. This directly translates to if only and is usually used as an exclamation. This simply shows that the speaker feels strongly about a certain situation and they hope that a certain scenario will play out. This can also be translated to, oh, how I hope, or hopefully. And again, this shows that the speaker really hopes that something will happen and again shows an emotion. I hope this video helped and that you now have a better understanding of when to use the present subjunctive tense.